Whenever we have a strong desire to manifest something, the first thing that we should take a look at is our assumptions and our beliefs about ourselves, but not only about that, about our desire too. And as conscious creators, also about manifestation. Because if you're coming into this with the belief that this isn't really a thing, but you are going to give it a try because it's your last hope, then this is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. The 3D doesn't have a choice. It has to reflect back to you your assumptions, your beliefs. It has to tell you, yes, you are right with what is most dominant within you. I used to be very nervous when I was interviewing for a job. And then I started telling myself, you know what, the more nervous I am, the best I perform and the easier I get the job. And it always worked for me to the point that I wasn't nervous anymore, okay, in interviewing. I remember when I interviewed for a job at a bank, it was an internship, and they were like, oh, unfortunately, we cannot tell you today if you have this job, because it has to go to headquarters and it's going to take a few days or even a week and so. And I was like, okay, no problem. Well, I got the call 2 hours later. They were like, we had to tell you that, you know, it's yours. If you want, it's yours. You were the best. And I was like, okay, great. And I knew that. Okay, I knew because I had created that assumption that the more nervous I was, the best I would perform. And I knew that I had it. Your assumptions matter. So you always have to align yourself to your desired reality, okay? You always have to do that because your most dominant assumption is going to become an experience in the 3D that you are going to go through. That doesn't mean that doubts are not going to creep in. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have negative thoughts, okay? Neville said, the word Satan means doubt. Desiring a certain state, reason may tell you it will be difficult to attain. And your friends may say it is impossible. If you listen to them and doubt your desire's fulfillment, Satan has made himself known to you. Your protractors, God and Satan, are always with you, for one is faith, the other is doubt. Can you imagine you are the one you would like to be and remain faithful to that assumption? If you can and do, it will appear. And you will realize that its spiritual cause was the moment of assumption. I have this client who I have coached for a month. So every week we would sit down and discuss what was coming up in her inner world, what was happening in the 3D, and finding ways to align her to her desired reality. And it was really a struggle for her because she was dealing with a third party. And the friends were talking about that third party, and she was seeing social media about her SP committing to someone else. But nonetheless, she always found a way to align herself to her desired reality. And it all started by her realizing, I cannot say I am in a relationship with my SP, but it does work for me to say I will be in a relationship with my SP. It doesn't really matter if you say I am, I'm going, or will. As long as behind your words is that feeling, that is meant to be, that is going to be, that is fate, that is inevitable. And it worked for her, okay? So what happened? We finished our coaching and she was in a better mindset. And about 3 weeks later, she contacted me and she was like, let me tell you a thing. He broke up with her. He has been trying to contact me. He wants to see me. He wants to talk to me. He wants me to travel to see him. Let me tell you, your assumptions matter 100%. Right now, you may not be able to see it. You may not be able to see that you can change things, but you can. Everything starts with your assumptions. And this is what happens when you are faithful to your desire. Okay? When you are not wavering. It may not be easy. It may be stressful. And you may go through an emotional hurricane. Okay? But you can do this. You can. You have everything that is necessary to choose your assumptions, to trust and stick to them. Everything that she has affirmed for is becoming true in her 3D. She's going to go through it because she has decided that she is the person who is missed, who is loved, who is adored, who is chosen. When you land in that space within you, in your inner world, there is no going back. Okay, when you are faithful to your assumption, that's what you are going to experience. Sometimes we do give into our doubts. Okay, we do believe the 3D and we continue telling the stories of the 3D to ourselves. We go into the rabbit hole. Okay, but if this is happening a lot, you have to ask yourself if you are defining who you are, or you are defining yourself by what you have and who you have in your life. Okay, because that's a very unstable place to be. You are creating a very unstable self-concept, but you are also telling energetically that you are the person who is always wanting things and stuff, but not the person who has it. And as the consequence of it, you cannot obtain what you desire, okay? You have to pay attention that you are not always looking for validation and needing stuff. You have to be enough. When you say, I am enough, it's not like you are enough for your specific person. You are enough to you. You are enough. You are worthy. You are worthy of being loved, of having that relationship, of getting everything that you want. And that's not conditional. If you are questioning the existence of your desire, then you haven't manifested that in your inner world yet. It isn't real for you yet in your inner world. You're not embodying the version of you who has that relationship that you want with your specific person. And because you're not embodying that version of you, you are left with a desire. And how does the desire shows up first? By the awareness of the lack, okay? I want this because I don't have it. If I had it, I would not want it. It would be normal to me. It would be natural, familiar to me to have it. Everyone is a mirror. Everyone is your pushed out. So if you believe that your specific person loves you, cares about you, chooses you, is choosing you every day, wants to be with you, wants to commit to you, wants to make you happy, then you are going to experience that reality. Whether it is today, tomorrow, next week, next month, that's going to reflect in the behaviors of your specific person. It has to, because the 3D cannot be blank for you. It's always reflecting what is most true inside of you. And when you choose to continuously say this story, trust this story, this version of you, then it's going to show up, okay? Time is irrelevant because it is an illusion. Time is driven by belief and emotion. And when you believe that you already have that relationship, that you are loved, that you are adored, that that person's crazy about you and is always committing to you and choosing you and so on, and you feel that way, then you are going to completely disconnect from the 3D and from the idea of time. You have manifested it in your inner world. It is real. It is true. If you commit to maintaining your assumption and in your inner world, even though doubts may come up, you may be confronted in the 3D with things that you don't want to see, that doesn't align to the reality that you want. But you are still persisting in maintaining that assumption pure. Yes, I am loved. Yes, I am respected. I am missed. I am adored. I am chosen. I am unique. I am the one for that person. If you persist in that assumption day after day and in your inner world, that's the only truth that there is, okay? You're not double-minded. You're not saying one thing now and then the next hour you're saying something different. If you just trust that, if you let this the way it is, okay, that's it. I am loved by my specific person. I am adored by my specific person. I am chosen. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's it. There is nothing to discuss about this. You are going to see it manifested in the 3D. The 3D is just a mirror. It's like you're looking at yourself and what you are aligned to in your inner world. Maybe your assumptions about you, about life, about the world, about others. But you are seeing a sum of what your state of consciousness is. Okay? So if you want to see a different projection, a different reflection, pay attention to what you're entertaining in your inner world. Because as I said in the beginning, your assumptions matter. Your most dominant assumptions manifest. If you want to have this amazing relationship with the person that you love, then believe that they can love you the way that you love them too. Okay? They can change their minds. They can choose you. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. We are going to talk soon. Bye, guys.